Hello, hello, Virgo. It's your turn for your love and relationship reading. Hope you all are doing well. This is the bottom of the deck, Judgment. Alright, so I feel like judgment can be about clarification, can be about truth, can be about illumination. Maybe there's something between you and a significant other that has been illuminated, truths have been spoken. Maybe something regarding the relationship and where it stands and where it looks like. Um, so, Virgo, you're coming in with the Page of Swords, and this other person's coming up with Five of Swords. So, I'm not sure what that's all about. So, I feel like in some way it has to do with communication with you and another person. But I feel like in some way, when I saw the Five of Swords, what came to my mind was guard is up. It's not really about cutting through the bullshit. It's about their guard is up. Maybe they cleared something with you. Maybe they spoke some truths with you, or you spoke truth with them on, what's really going on with the relationship. Like you really got things out in the open. But I feel like there's no forward movement on that because it's kind of like in and out on maybe on how you feel about what was being said, what was spoken. But I feel like this person, it's helping them to open up new doors, open and expand their maybe consciousness. It's helped them in some way to move forward in a direction. With the Ace of Wands being pretty much the theme of what's going on, I feel like, this is kind of a new beginning, a new start. Maybe something got cleared up, like I said, in a conversation because you have the Page of Swords. So you or another person were speaking on a truth. So I feel like a new beginning has started to happen between you and a significant other. But it's really helped come together when it comes to, you haven't really decided on what you're going to do between this other person, but this other person is moving forward in a direction. So I do feel positivity with this kind of energy going on. Alright, so coming more into the reading, Virgo, it looks like there's a lot of things. I was thinking internalizing things you're going through at the moment. Maybe in October, maybe you're still processing what's been said, what's been heard. There could have been shocking moments, because also to the Judgment card, when you think of the Judgment card, something is maybe being brought to light, like doo doo doo, hello, hello Virgo, like a wake up call. So it is possible there was a wake up call with you and another person, maybe on a matter that needed to be addressed. So it looks like coming in of October with you and a significant other, there is potential for growth. There is an opportunity coming for you. But I feel like there's still some painful things you're having to look at. There's still some painful things you're trying to release in order to bring in new opportunities. It also could indicate, there's still things you need to forgive yourself for, or maybe pent up tension that you've been feeling for so quite a time, that's really brought you low in a state of mind of resistance to change or resistance to things happening within that were out of your control. And so I think it's about going inside and clearing up the damage that's been done within you, or maybe with a significant other, to really forgive yourself. If you felt like maybe you were in some way violated, or someone violated someone else of some kind, or like there's this kind of energy I'm sensing with these two cards that, there's a lot of pain in this when it comes to you and a significant other. And I feel like in order to bring in the new, the old must fade away. Maybe it's the thoughts of inadequacy. Maybe there's things you need to forgive yourself when it comes to another person that you felt like was done wrong to you. It could be a past issue. It doesn't have to be, but I'm feeling like there's a lot of releasing that needs to be taking place, and I think it's about overcoming and acknowledging and being aware of things that may have hurt you in the past, things that you're going through mentally, physically, emotionally, maybe depression that you've been going through for some time. And it's time to release that because I feel like new things are coming in for you, but in order for them to open up, I feel like there's a lot of things you need to let go that you've been holding on to, whether it's just tension within your body, within your soul, within yourself that you really need to dive deep and really clear. Maybe it's your energy in general. There's still things that need to be, released, need to be talked about maybe in order to bring in this new opportunity and whatever that looks like, whether it's new love, new job, work opportunities, or just newness in your life. I feel like too with the Two of Swords, it's about making the decision of coming clean. It's about making the decision on what's going to work for you long term and not get caught up in the emotion of things or the ride of a roller coaster of emotions. But it's about being satisfied within yourself of where you've come from. And I feel like you've been through on this path, Virgo, where it's been a very painful time. And I feel like in October, it's going to give you that chance to go within and really know what it is that you want in life and really come to terms with your future choices and how it could affect, maybe your family, how it could affect you as an individual. And I feel like it's an emotional decision that maybe you've made in the past or that you make or want to make, that you're not trying to be invested so much emotionally involved with a person, but I think it's coming to terms with being okay with you, being okay with the changes that come, whether it's in a family dynamic, whether it's, maybe your soul tribe, your family that you are very close to someone in a relationship that involves family of some kind. Maybe you want to grow, your business, grow your family, or I think it's just being okay with yourself. Even though the world may be crashing down on you or you feel like inadequacy of some kind, it's just trying to distinguish the difference between emotional decisions and being emotionally happy within yourself and content for whatever that's been given to you or dished to you in that terms. And then I feel like in maybe the near future, there may be something that is going to help you through this or unblock you from this. I don't know why that came to me, but I feel like there's a lot of forward movement after you really adjust to these changes that are coming within your relationship, whatever that looks like to you, because I feel like the Queen of Wands, she's at her full potential. She is a woman who just simply is in the moment of things, who doesn't have to ask for anything, is just simply there and being present in the moment and taking on the leadership, with passion and not letting the world dictate her decisions in life. So I feel like near the end of October, you're persevering, you're making logical decisions to, go for your dreams. We already have so much of time here on earth, and I feel like it would, behoove you to go fully into your passion. Forget about, being invested in something that's emotional, that's not going to give you emotional fulfillment. And I think a lot of you, you've been wanting something to emotionally fulfill you, whether that's the value you see in your family, whether that's the value you see within yourself, whether that's emotional fulfillment or connection with people of like-mindedness. And I feel like, once you get a solid plan on what it is you are passionate about, what sets your soul on fire, then you can move past the Three of Swords and the Eight of Swords and come to conclusion on what is emotional fulfillment in my life when I play the rules of, leadership in my family, or I play a role in my family situations, or within yourself. Where do I fit in society? So lastly, we have the Knight of Cups coming into the end of the month, and so I feel like there could be new offers, new love, newness, but I think it's coming into union with yourself if you're single. Not for all of you, but for some of you. And getting over this disappointment that you may have had about maybe a third-party situation, or people in general that you've been dealing with. And, you're kind of like on the sideline and defensed about it, maybe. You're looking back. But I think about, the end of the month or so, it's gonna, I don't want to say like it's gonna get you in a box, or it's gonna get you thinking about the past all the time, but I feel like, if it is new love coming in, if it's new communication, if it's coming in union with yourself, there's a lot of things still this month that you're going to have to deal with, especially, stop looking at the disappointments of maybe a love offer, that you didn't receive everything you needed in a love dynamic or a past love situation. But it's being very clear of, you are the only person blocking yourself from happiness, whether that's emotional, codependency situations, because I know Virgos can get in this situation of codependency where they rely on someone for their emotional happiness, but at the same time, if you're not aware of it and nip it in the bud, then it can really get you in a position where you're stuck and you can't move forward. You're blocking yourself from opening up or from being vulnerable because you don't want to be disappointed, which is clearly understandable. I just think it's about getting out of this lack mentality in some way of, if I want to go in a direction, what are the steps I need to take, and what is ultimately going to be fulfilling in the long run. But I think the trap here for you guys in the month of October, that you need to really dive deep in and really consider your steps this month when it comes to new opportunities or new love or new expansion and growth. Especially, you've already gone through enough as it is in life, so I just feel like it would do you justice in your life to really let things go that are blocking you from moving forward, whether it's about the fear of inadequacy, or the fear of being a disappointment, or the fear of messing up in a relationship, and opening your heart again to the idea of love. And maybe it's coming clean with yourself in some way, taking on your energy as a hermit to really analyze, people can't make me feel certain. Like, people can't always fill that role in my emotional happiness. I think we gravitate towards a lot of people, I feel like, that could somehow complete us. But if we're not careful, we need to fill our own cup before we can fill another, whether that's family situations. So I really think this month is calling you, Virgo, when it deals with relationship issues, that you really need to take a step back and inventory on, what's not really working for you, and what's blocking you from potentially having new love in your life. Maybe your complacence with a particular, love dynamic, where you just want that one cup of fulfillment, or that one fix to help you in a situation, but in the long term, it's only blocking you. It's only getting you stuck or isolated and disappointed every time. So I feel like you need to open yourself up to the idea of love, whether that's universal love, whether that's taking this cup of love to yourself, and just simply being in the moment, simply recognizing how much potential you do have within yourself and how much guidance you can give to yourself. And it's like coming to terms with yourself as, on a soul level, to realize that, love is always going to be there. But I feel like when we invest in ourselves, when we emotionally meet our own needs, then we can help and open up new opportunities to help others. And I feel like maybe that's what you've been struggling with, is knowing what it is to be emotionally fulfilled inside, happy and at peace, but you have a desire to help family, or you have a desire to help society, which you're great about that. You really have a heart that is compassionate for people and always wanting to assist them. But if you lack loving yourself, then it really takes a toll on your body. So some of you been in love dynamics for some time, I feel like, where you've had these situations where, you just want that fix, that quick fix to fix your need or to fix the situation. But life doesn't happen like that in a quick fix. It's like, yeah, you could have that fulfillment, that quick fix, but you're disappointed every time. Like you're going in circles with your emotions about things. Like you just want something to fix um, the situation temporarily. But what about, long lasting? And I think it's about getting real with yourself, Virgo, this month, and understanding that only you have the most love you can give to yourself, whether that's in a relationship. And it's like we want to invest in so much, and you guys are investors, so it's like you try to invest in something that or you only invest in things that are only going to bring you happiness. But I just feel like this month, especially with Scorpio going Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, it behooves me to say that, you really need to focus on you for once and try to zero in on not overextending yourself, because that's when we can get really, really in a rut, when we're always overextending our energy to people. And, then we find out we're sick, or we gave too much of our energy and time in people, and maybe it was a waste of time or disappointment. So I really think you need to focus on what it is you really are passionate about and go for it. Don't let people or family or situations stop you from really potentially being what you should be. If you think your life is crap, it's going to be crap. I recently heard that from I have a few Virgo friends, but one Virgo friend posted on Facebook, "My life is garbage." Well, if it's garbage, if you think it's going to be garbage, it's going to be garbage. It's just about getting back into alignment of, ultimately loving yourself first before you can help another person. Because you guys are really loving and giving people, so you always try to fill that role. You try to always be of service to people, but it's easy to get all entangled in that you forget to, recover. Uh, you know, you may need to take a time off, you know, break from it all. Like take salt baths, salt sea baths, and, really retain your energy before you start extending more, to really get in tune with your body, get in tune with what do you need for the time being, and ultimately, being happy within yourself before you can help another person or feel that love for another person, is focusing on what I can do to improve my well-being, my state of mind, maybe you've been dealing with a lot of the ego traits where you're like, you don't want to get too invested into yourself because it might sound a little egotistic and narcissism. But I think there has to be a balance with it. Love yourself enough to give that time and space and to regain the energy back and the power back to you, and then you can be of service to people, because it's it's like a slippery slope to go down is when we overextend. And I just think there's a way to balance it out. Like, you don't want to be a narcissist, you don't want to be egotistic, but at the same time, you want to, love yourself like how you would love a child. Take in inventory on, how do I love my inner child? How do I love myself without judgment? That's really hard, especially for a Virgo, to really sink down on how do I love my flaws, or how do I love my insignificance. Love yourself at each form when there's so many things to criticize yourself about. But it's just about accepting those, like embracing, all forms of yourself, whether it's good, bad, or annoying. Even the things that may annoy the fire out of you, to be willing to embrace it all, and learning to love those parts of you, even though it's just may annoy the fire out of you. Anyways, love and light. Have a great day.